have more reaction now to presumptive President-elect Joe Biden's nominee to lead the Department of Health and Human Services. If confirmed, Xavier Becerra would have a key role in crafting public health policy during a pandemic and in a position to make policy decisions with far-reaching consequences. Joining me now on Skype is Jeanne Mancini, president of the March for Life. Jeanne, welcome back. Always great to see you. First off, I want to get your reaction to today's announcement. What does it signal to pro-lifers?
Oh, it's terrible for pro-lifers. Basically, Joe Biden is making good on his promise to be the most pro-abortion president in history. This is horrific. I mean, he couldn't have appointed anyone worse for this particular position, in my humble opinion.
Jeanne, what concerns you the most about Becerra's record? And as you see it, what are some of the pro-life gains that could be in jeopardy if this nomination goes through?
Everything. What concerns me the most? Oh my gosh, there's a list of about 20 things. So he is terrible, obviously, on Roe v. Wade, taxpayer funding for abortion, voted against it when he was a congressman. Protecting minors in relation to abortion, voted against that, Sienna, voted against Protecting Unborn Child Protection Act, voted against partial birth abortion, or voted for partial birth abortion, voted against conscience protections. I mean, human cloning, he's for human cloning, sex selection abortion, he's for it. I mean, you name it, he's for it. And he's being nominated to the nation's top health position. He doesn't have a health background. He's a lawyer. He's a lawyer and he's a politician. I mean, he's been in politics for about 20 years, and this is a really, really scary thing.
Let's talk about religious freedom concerns in healthcare.
Yeah.
What's at stake there for pro-lifers?
Well, of course, the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, expanded abortion probably more than Roe v. Wade. That's what was said at the time, under the auspices of emergency contraception, et cetera. And Becerra is a huge proponent of the ACA, and I think so what we saw under the Obama administration, specifically under Secretary Sebelius, the then HHS secretary, was, any kind of room for evaluation or interpretation, they went far to the left on abortion policy, and that's really what was scariest. So we'll see Becerra take what Sebelius did and push that even farther now.
Jeanne, what about next steps for pro-lifers?
Pray, fast, and don't worry, to quote Padre Pio. But in all sincerity, it's really important that we focus a little bit on Georgia right now so that we can block some of the things that will come down from the administration and that we can block some of the bad things that will happen through HHS. We need to keep the Senate. It's really, frankly, dire to keep the Senate in this particular situation. I mean, guys, pray, get your sleep, and put your running shoes on, because we've got our work cut out for us with this so-called Catholic president and his administration.
Well, Jeanne, what about March for Life? Obviously, this announcement opens up a lot more now when it comes to folks coming out and marching.
Oh, yeah, we will march this year. It's amazing how many people are asking, will you march in this COVID environment? Guys, we've marched for 47 years. We will march again this January. There is no sacrifice too much. Now, of course, we're going to have all sorts of safety precautions in place so that we can protect people from this terrible pandemic. But we march for the inherent dignity of the human person, of the unborn, and we will be marching again. And with all that's happening in politics and with this new radically pro-abortion administration, the most pro-abortion ever in the history of this country, we've got all the more reason to unite, to be strong together, and to march.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Jeanne, for coming on. We always appreciate your time. Jeanne Mancini, president of the March for Life. Thanks again.
Thanks for having me.